Welcome everyone, welcome to the final round of Tier 3 this season. I am joined by the head admin of Tier 3, Sam Steed. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm doing good today. How are you?
I'm good. Just seeing if anyone else is joining because we got 19 drivers. We've had a full grid for every Tier 3 race so far since, I want to say Singapore. Since around that time, I don't think we've had a race without a full grid. I think we've been pretty good based on everything else. And I don't think anyone else is joining unless anyone joins in between qualifying or anything. So do you think we should ready up since you are the head admin of the tier?
Yeah, I think we might as well.
Yeah.
If no one else is showing interest in racing.
Yeah, sure. Well, let's get started here with some of the standings in just general. So I tell the drivers to ready up as we get to start a little bit early. So this is all what's going on with the championship, and let me just recap everyone. Combined constructors, this is not any other thing. Combined constructors. Keep in mind, there's still that fight for the championship as we head to the final race of the season, Tier 3, at least. And this could be a lot of people's final league race of the game. So, pretty interesting to see that, of course. Obviously, people want to end out with a high note. Loopy set an amazing time trial time, 1:08.2. So did Davis. Those two should be two to look out for. That Lucas's bad track. Yes, Utah, I would say you can. But I was gonna say as well, that in general, the combined constructors quickly. Let's go over this, Sam, because this is huge for the championship. Williams need to outscore Renault by 2 points today, and by outscoring them by 2 points, that means that Williams win the combined constructors championship at that point.
Yeah, it will be interesting. I think. Oh, hello. I think he'll be in the session, right?
He should be once you get him back in.
He is. Okay, I'll invite him.
He is. Let's see. Yes, he is. Okay, cool. So, hopefully he can get back in the session. Hopefully he can, and be invited. Anyways, yeah, Burning Man just mentioned in the chat, final race for him for a while. A lot of people's final races for a while, for league races. People kind of taking that break. Everyone really taking that break, and just league racing in general, because you got a lot going on. If Renault outscore Williams today, they stay in the fight to Tier 2 Brazil. Now, obviously, Williams has the two drivers of Kimbos, who just lagged out, and Lucas. You also got a Renault, the two guys who finished very good last week, Raptor and Dominant Square. Can they maybe have some stuff get better with them? Can they get their fortune, good fortune, good momentum still keeping up? I mean, we'll have to find out, of course, today. But anyways, Brazil. As we are live, just try to put that there. But yeah, is Brazil the final race of Tier 3 this season? Sam, just recap us about the season, kind of. What a season this has been, really.
Yeah, this has been a good season. I think Tier 3's obviously start of the weekend. It's a bit like on a race weekend in Formula 1, F3's the start, and it has produced some really good races. One notable for me is Italy. It was chaotic, which made it very enjoyable to watch. And at that point, it's like you didn't know who would win, because there was one person would spin, someone would crash out. It was a crazy race, and I think there were a few others, but I can't remember them from the top of my head.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of races that were just standout races for me in general. I think Italy's one you have to look at. I think Hungary, Austria, just to name a few. And I definitely think as well, I think honestly, you can kind of include last week out of what races at least. You know, there's a lot of races this season that we look forward to being on the F1 2020 game, and it is sad, of course, that this season's coming to an end. We'll have to find out what definitely goes on for sure into the next season for F1 2020. We already have some plans already, but I'm not really keen, you know, I would say kind of going and just revealing everything, but I will be revealing some of the stuff throughout the week, of course. I already have this week, of course, revealed some stuff about F1 2020 and what's going to change for this league, because this league is going to change massively. Everyone's talked about, hey, well, I think stewarding isn't as good, or the racing, or whatever it may be. well, here I'm looking to improve that for next season. I've shown people a preview of starting from what it looks like. I'll give people a preview now, which I think will be fair. If you, obviously no one can look at it, but there's a document of the rules where it has a set penalty for a set action. So, so for example, a quali ban for this, a quali ban for blocking another driver, crashing them out in the session, or this and that. Just an example. Then you have a one-shot quali for holding someone up, or doing this, or doing that. That's just an example of what would happen. As John Busy does that the first time of the day. Now, Sam, can you invite T-Rock CP9, I believe it is.
Well, Joe needs to leave the session if that's
yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I was just gonna say that as well.
But yes, we'll do. T-Rock.
Oh, Burning Man and CJ almost collided right there into turn 1. Oh, that might be a grip penalty for one of them, and it will not. Dadalu gets to the top already.
What's his game tag again?
T-Rock CP9. Just got on a little bit later, which isn't good, but hopefully he does join in. And if he doesn't by the race, then Joe Utah will come back in if he needs to, or wants to. Final qualifying session of the year, we had
says he's on GT. Let me check. Says he's yeah. So.
If that's what it should say.
Okay, copy. There we go. Just
Davis goes to the top as well. Now Sink in this Mercedes has some damage. So the Noble Buck account is Sink. That's his account. He got banned, you could say. Got banned on Xbox. Some guys making their returns. Titan Iron Wolf as a reserve as well. You have John Busy coming back again. Lucas after missing last week again. Him and Davis sit close with the pole. But last week, Sam, as we came here in USA, there was a close margin for the pole position. Oh, not. Well, did I just say close? No. There was the largest gap for pole position there was by 1.2 seconds. I don't know why I said close.
It probably would.
Yeah.
it probably would have been closer if Sink didn't invalidate in the final corner, because he theoretically beat that time. But yeah, it did reflect quality to the race how dominant Davis really was. I mean, his teammate Thrasher had quite a lot of issues, but yeah, you could see that Davis is driving with a lot of confidence at the moment. He's putting in the right performances, doing the right things at the right time. He's doing everything right at the moment, but anything can happen. He can make one mistake and be on the back foot today, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Remember, it is strict corner cutting again, which I've reminded the drivers about a million times. It is strict corner cutting, and it kind of is a permanent thing now for Tier 3, which is a good thing, and I think a lot of people would like to see that. Anyways, want to go over LDRL as well, because LDRL had the race here earlier this week in Brazil. I got P7, I got my best finish in Tier 1, but hey, don't really matter for some people, because some people raced in this race, Dominant Square being one of them, Aaron Ocon being another. Just to name a few who raced in this race the other day in LDRL. It was actually, I want to say yesterday? I want to say it was yesterday. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
For their Tier 2. So that was their finale and of Tier 2, and that was their 50th race. So congratulations to LDRL. Amazing partner league we got there. Regardless, well, like 60 races in it or so into ARL. So yeah. I don't think there'll be any space for you to join unless T-Rock is not joining. I don't think T-Rock is joining, Sam, so I'm gonna assume Utah can come back in, because he was, of course, first.
Should we just wait until the end of the session, just in case?
Yeah, I would say so. Anyway, the championship might be over for the constructors and drivers in this tier, but you still have the fight for the combined constructors with Williams and Renault, the only two in contention. Sam, there's an 89-point gap between them. It needs to be 91 points gap tomorrow, by tomorrow, in order for it to, yeah.
You know, I think Renault could keep this alive until tomorrow. Because Square in P5 right now. I know Dada Lucas is in P2, but he's struggled with his race pace side of things a lot this season, and I think that's his Achilles heel. So I really think Renault could take it to Tier 2 tomorrow.
You know, they have that good force of dominant score in Raptor, which they've done well, but if Dada Lucas here, as Hissy actually goes third, a good run for him. Interesting by Hissy. Wow.
Good time from him. I mean, I'd also like to mention Thrasher is on mediums in P4, so that's a very solid time from him.
I also was going to point out as well as Luke B goes second there. Best quality yet for him.
That is very close.
And look at the top three. That's the closest we've had the top three this season already. 9 minutes to go as well. Tire 9 Wolf has left the session. You might need to reinvite him. Well, I told you Luke B was fast. I knew he was. Dada Lucas is coming to the line right now. 25 1000s up out of ERS. Can he beat Davis to the line? He does! He's to the top! A 108.8. He goes fastest, Dada Lucas does. Come on, where's the viewers? There's only 14. We usually have like 20 or more in these Tier 3 races. We've got a lot this season usually, but obviously these last few races have kind of fell down from that. And that's not really gone too well for it. Tire 9 Wolf just gets back online, I see, right there. But with this pole position point, if Dada Lucas gets it, that puts Williams at 90 points. Milo's team is doing pretty well at that point.
I mean, Williams has been consistent in all tiers, really. So, I think Renault have been... They've been dominant in Tier 1, let's be honest. Tier 2, they've been a bit up and down. Like, Joe has showed that he can do it, but he hasn't been as consistent. And Crumply Tripod recently coming in, he's done decent. But, there's a lot... I think... I don't know, we'll have to see how this pans out. Because if Williams have... Sync to 4th. If Williams have a shocking weekend, you know, you could see an interesting dynamic because Rapper Lucas in LDRL, he didn't do too well, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to mention. Yeah, I was just going to say, Dada Lucas could possibly beat his son's lap from LDRL. That would be interesting to say. Oh, God. Yeah, Crumply Tripod flipped Chon's car in Tier 1 as well. We didn't see that on stream. I mean, you were... I don't know if you were back that far, but that's what caused the VSC on lap 2.
No, I was... Oh, Florian Foley crashes. He's got no wing. He's taking it off.
He has to try to return to the circuit in a safe way there. I couldn't return in a bad way. As there's Sink kind of tries to pull out of the way. As Florian Foley definitely wants to get back to the pit lane. I think we should ride on board for someone with a lap. What do we say we do, Burning Man? He's on a lap right now into turn 1. Hits the grass, actually. Goes a bit wide, goes off track. I don't think that's valid.
Yeah, he probably won't have a great lap from that, to be honest.
No way. No way you will.
Thrasher's on the sauce. He's 2 tenths up right now in Sector 1.
What is he going to be in Sector 2 here? He runs a bit wide, not much ERS to play with. 85 1000s up. Did he get invalid?
That's
I don't know.
not ideal.
No, that's not. And if he wants to be on podium this season, you know, that's what he's got to do. He's got to do better than that. You know, that's the thing what I've noticed. Compared to when people started to come in this league and started to race, there's been a lot of people who've, as you see down this time, yeah, there's been a lot of people who've, oh, he clips the grass, goes almost off at turn 1, Thrasher does. But, I was going to say, you could notice how some people have improved their pace easily, and some people have, you know, lost pace a lot, as you notice. Thrasher being one of them. 5th and 7th place in Bahrain and Singapore earlier in this Tier 2 season. Can't even get a top 5 in qualifying here. That's what's not good for him.
Still, quote unquote, early on. The track does evolve quite a lot near the end, and his best time is on the mediums. And I'm not sure if there was any mistakes on that lap, but yeah, we'll see.
Turning our Wolf on a lap, the teammate of Burning Man heading down the back straight. And now into turn 4.
Oh, Hissy spins! He's got right front damage.
And he's right in front of an Alfa Romeo coming back on track. He has to stay off the track to not get him in trouble. That is Aaron Ocon, 31. And the Alfa Romeo. Luke B goes to the top as Aaron Ocon spins.
5/10 of a second.
Wow.
Wow.
That's better
That's
than
a
his
massive
time trial.
margin around a track like this.
That's better than his time trial. Holy cow.
Burning Man not doing Titan Arm Wolf a favour there. Holding him up a little bit, so he's going to probably go again.
Keep in mind, Luke B was looking for his first win in Italy, spun from what was the net race lead, and right now he's on pole. He was on podium in Germany. That's his only podium to date so far. The brother of Kagoda, who's in the Tier 2 championship contention, and I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's okay. If anyone starts to say, "Oh, that's a Smurf," that's Smurf. No, it's not. I was in a party with Luke B and Kagoda before this race. I know the difference between their voices. I know they don't share the same Xbox. I know the way it goes. So, that is not Smurf.
Still yet to see what Davis has got though in response, and he's starting a lap now.
You right on board with him. You talk about his lap. I'm gonna be back.
Okay. Very neat through T1, missing the inside apex onto T2. Now coming down into the straight to the end sector on a pretty short one, but he is just 2 hundredths up on his current time, but that's not where all the time is probably for him. It's all in sector 2 most likely, because biggest part of the lap. Coming into the demanding fast right-hander, and then goes into a nice hairpin, and then into kind of like a flowing hairpin kind of thing. But he does get a little bit of oversteer on exit. Going down the hill into Juncal, he is only 9 hundredths up. He gets a good exit onto the straight, and I think he could challenge maybe for P2, but this lap ain't nothing special.
Wow, only 95 1,000ths up. Wow, that's not so good for Davis.
He will not have enough time for another lap too. That was not a tidy lap from him there.
Axe said 8.2 is better than half the LDRL tier 1. So I mean, yeah, I mean that's even better than my quality time that I had. It's even faster than what I thought. I mean, I've raced Luke B before. I've seen how he's been improving. Kagoda's helped him do that, but I'll be honest, I really do not think that's a Smurf gate. I mean, that's the thing. Those two have different Xboxes. It's not like we sat here and said, "Oh, well, they're sharing the same Xbox." You know, clearly it's Kagoda or something like that. One of the Renos is
I think Burning Man
exploring.
hit into someone.
Raptor's exploring the racetrack right now as well.
Kimmy!
Yep. He kind of did that today in FP2, I think it was. Going off the racetrack and kind of used the runoff area, similar to how he did here in Brazil a little bit.
Yes.
You know, it's quite interesting. Is he trying to give Dominant Square a toe? I'm curious to see.
Let's see how much Square is up. He's down, sadly, and then he butchers that whole attempt of Square getting a toe. Well, that's brilliant. And he probably can't go for another lap because his exit is ruined. Because out of Juncal, you kind of need to get a decent exit, which he really didn't.
81,000's down. What happened to John 2?
Square's...
John Busy retired from the session. Raptor did as well now. What were you gonna say?
I think Square's got a lot more potential in that time, but I think he's not as competitive as he was in USA. Because I know he said he despises this track before. I'm not sure if he's on wheel or pad though, so we'll see what happens in the race. Could be a bit of chaos, a few safety cars, maybe a VSC or something that could shake stuff up. We'll see.
Now Davis has had to slow down because of something that's happened there. Don't look like he'll get any better right now from what I'm seeing. Oh, he just ran right there.
I think he's... Is he trying for another lap?
He's gonna have to. I mean, he has no other choice. He just...
No,
kinda just
he's
went
coming in.
Yeah. Something happened to him on that lap. Sink, I
Hissy's
think, is
on
going
a
to
lap.
get a tow here. Or has someone in front of him, actually.
And
It's H2O Snail. H2O Snail's kind
Hissy
of blocking a little
did-
bit of Sink right here. Go ahead.
yeah, he'll get a tow though, which he'll benefit. But yeah, it's not going to be too good into sector 2. But Hissy backed off of his lap, so
That's the problem. Both H2O and Sink are both on laps. That's the thing. So really, I mean,
Yeah.
they're both not really benefiting each other.
he has such a big gap behind. He's kind of ruined himself.
Oh, he slides right there. H2O does. And Sink trying to go around the outside, but I think he hit him right there. We need the checkered flag. Is the top 5 right
Lag.
there. Yeah, Sink is 83 and thousandths up in that first sector, but the thing is, he got held up so much in that second sector, I don't think he's going to be up at all. Yeah, he's kind of backed out of that one. Yeah, you can see right there, he's down.
Squares into P10.
Aaron Ocon goes faster, I think. H2O Snail, one of the final people to complete a lap.
Not an eventful end to the end of quali, to be honest. Not as what I thought it was gonna be.
No, but Luke beats going pole. Obviously, it's a bit of question,
Yes.
like people say, you know, is that a Smurf account? Is it that, I mean, in fact, you usually see
I
Pagoda
just think
chatting in the chat by now, so I do find it a little bit weird.
I think the other drivers also have a lot more, because as you said to me in DMs earlier that Davis is quicker than him in time trial. I don't think he scrubbed up his laps.
And I will say, when Luke B did start in tier 3, I mean, he was not really doing well, and then he started improving. Yeah, I would say you can join YouTube. The
This could
top
just
10.
be an amazing track for him.
Yeah, that's true. I was gonna say that as well. I mean, you can't just consider, oh, everything's a Smurf account. I mean, we obviously know what happened with DW. We obviously know what happened with Chevy Giant. So obviously we can't exactly say everything is, but we can at least try to assume the best we can. But Luke B takes a pole position, his first in this race. Data Lucas, excuse me, second place. Davis, Sink, Thrash around at the top 5. Behind that, Hissy, Akimbos, Tire 9 Wolf in the top 10 for the first time. Raptor and Dominant Square as well in that top 10. Behind that, CJ Pants as well, who was on the podium earlier this season. Aaron Ocon, some of the guys, and GSR Bianchi as well, outside that top 10 area. Well, I've seen some tickets already submitted already, but already about to go for the formation lap. I'd say again we'll do 2 favorites, I guess. So 8 seconds to. It's not Smurf. Lucas is the GOAT. That's what Kagoda says, so we'll have to see, obviously, what goes on in the race. I mean, we've seen, definitely, Luke B definitely qualified as well, good at Germany. So I'm just trying to wonder, does Luke B's pace transfer to the race?
Yeah, we'll see how much, because it's obviously going to happen. The gap will close up, and I think Davis has got a lot more to give, but he didn't maximise. Yeah, and he didn't maximise a lot in quali, so. And then you have Dada Lucas there, but then his race pace is an Achilles heel of his, but carry on.
Alright, well, here's my favorites, my 2 favorites for this race. Luke B on pole. The first time he's on pole, we've seen his pace kind of improve throughout the season. He's gotten better. Today, he could be the youngest ARL race winner. You know, just think about that. Take that into consideration. You also have as well, I want to say back here, I want to give a favorite to Dada Lucas second. Race pace hasn't been as good, but he could be the oldest ARL winner today if he does it. Now, keep in mind, this isn't his good racetrack, but can he stay ahead of Davis? Can he give the fight to Luke B? Can he give the fight to the rest of the field? Obviously, Sink's flag, I think Thrasher said, was an issue, but we'll find out about that. 2 favorites from you, Sam.
For me, it's got to be, I think I'll go GSR Bianchi in 19th. He's not great in quali, but he comes to light in the race, and also my other favourite is Davis in P3. I mean, the Tier 3 champion. He's got, I think it's 4 or 3 wins, something like that, this season. So, can only expect something good out of him.
Well, obviously, by the minute, we're trying to gain viewers, of course, because it is the final race of Tier 3. It's the final race of the season for this tier. The Combined Constructors Championship can be won today. Luke B starts from pole, but behind that, Gister Binky just lining up to the grid just right now in his Alfa Romeo. It's the final time we'll see some of these drivers in Tier 3. It's the final time we'll be on F1 2019 for some of these drivers. It's the final time in Tier 3 for the season. Lights about to go out here for the Grand Prix. We rev it up. And we're about to go. And we are away. Lights are out. Away we go. Luke B side by side with Dada Lucas off the line. Davis to the outside of him as well. Luke B keeps the lead into turn 1 but runs a bit wide. Sideways at the back. Sink going sideways. But at the back there's a Toro Rosso that's spun. That's Thrasher. And around goes, I believe that's Davis. No, that's Akimbos. Around as well. Into turn 3. Dada Lucas down the inside. Dada Lucas challenging Luke B on the first lap. Luke B stays around the outside. Luke B keeps the race lead. Through the midfield, they're going 3 wide. Ollie Mason and Raptor. Ollie Mason still down the inside. John Busy goes off the mid as well. So does CJ and oh, Ollie Mason gets turned by Raptor.
Oh,
and there's
big
a safety
wreck.
car.
I think Raptor lost it into turn 5, I think, and then he just slid into them, and those lot were innocent bystanders. He just smacked into them, and someone's gone into the wall. That is John Busy under safety car. Okay, that's a Roman Grosjean thing to do. He's not in the right car, but yeah. That was interesting. We'll have to see after the race what happens, and everyone will flood in to the pits. Hey, Snail, he's very late into the pits. He does the opposite of what Lewis Hamilton does. He went past and then had to go past. He almost hit square, to be honest. That was very dangerous from him. And I think that's Luke B going onto the hards.
He did the same. No, that's Sink actually.
No, that's Sink.
Who had some damage from the first lap. A lot of people are double stacking, but Zig stays out. Zig
Aaron Ocon is in P6. I mean, that's just the advantage of being near to the back end of the pit lane for like a safety car at a kind of time like this. It will work so well.
But at the far back, Thrasher is still 11th. You have the hards as well, Bianchi, Ollie Mason, Singh. Still, so Davis actually jumped Dada Lucas there in the pits. And Luke B is still going to have that net P1 right there. Well, you know what I'm curious to see, though? I know that, as people mentioned, the tiers driving, not so great. You've got to mention this. The tiers driving is not so well. Sometimes, of course. Yeah, you can see here, Aaron, a go-kind jokes, of course, in the chat. But, you know, there's the thing. I'm curious to see of how the first laps will still go. I mean, safety cars seen to come in this lap, this track before. Will we see it come in this lap now? No, we won't actually. It'll be next lap. No one's caught up. I've seen it come in a lap earlier than it should, so that's why I was curious to see if it would. So I'm curious to see again the tiers driving, how they're going to drive in the safety car restart. Zig staying out to lead a lap, but you know, the thing is, we saw down toward turn 4, turn 5 around there. We saw 2 crashes at turn 3, of course, but that's the thing. Again, this tier with their driving, they need to clean it up for next season. But luckily, tier 3 and every tier, just general, is getting that break we need. I think we need that break. But yeah, Dada Lucas fell down the order according to where he was. He was just ahead of Davis. I mean, kind of like his son. Maybe he got held up in the pit lane, or you know,
coming out
had
of the
that
pit
issue.
lane, he was like 5 seconds behind Davis. So I don't know if something massive happened in there, but yeah, I'm shocked Zig hasn't come in, to be honest, because he's just gonna go to the back. So he's kind of sharted his own race.
People are speaking about Sink's lag here. I can see what they're talking about
Yes,
now.
this is quite shocking.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that affects anyone, but Raptor gets a 5-second right there. But some people are just on for their best result. Luke B is looking for his best result. I talked to him in the Mercedes chat. I gave him a few tips on the track as well last night. I don't know if that helped him improve to get pole, but I mean, he definitely took him for sure, and he's definitely learned what he needs to
John
do
Busy
here.
has gone off, I think. I don't know what's happening here. It's a bit messy under the safety car.
You see at the very back as well, Yankee, Raptor, and them. Well, around the area at least. Well, safety car should be coming in this time. Zig, the only one on the soft still. Safety car is in this lap, so possibly the final safety car of the season. Could we see it? We'll have to see. Final safety car of the season, or at least for Tier 3, I'm saying. But we'll have to see. I'm sure there'll be a safety car for Tier 1 or Tier 2, at least. But regardless, we come to the restart. Luke B just behind, Zig ahead on this restart. Davis behind that as well. We're going to the green flag this time. We're waving it because we are away. We're back to the restart. Here we go. Drivers pulling out a line, just trying to make a move, trying to get as much less dirty air into the corner that they have. Anyway, going off that with someone at turn 1. H-Roll Snail and Tyron Irewolf have a little bit of a collision. And down the order, I believe that is Florian Foley spun it. Jump.
John
Busy's
out.
Session with contact with Raptor on the restart. Something's happened with Raptor and them.
Shocked that there's no safety car from that.
Oh, that Tyron Irewolf gained a place and got a 5-second penalty for it. That's not the good thing he wants, really.
He could appeal that though.
Yeah, that is the same kind of thing. Right there, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say if he doesn't pit because of the new safety car, and 5-second stop go rules, of course, that you know.
Oh, Sync's lag is shocking.
Down at 8th there. Thrasher was saying something about it in the chat just a minute ago before the safety car restart, but now Luke B is going to go for this race lead on Zig. Can he make the move into turn 1? Fastest lap for him. He's going to go down the inside. No, he can't make the move just yet, but Zig still holds onto this race lead and leading his first laps in Tier 3.
This could get very messy. Zig defends him on the inside.
Yellow flag is Ollie Mason, I believe, down the order. No.
This is just a roadblock for Luke B at this stage.
Oh,
and he's just going to get backed up into Davis. Which is going to help Davis, Dada Lucas and Histy. Because they're getting away from the others and they're just going to, come DRS, they're going to be in a train. So I think this could help the contenders of this race.
This will also help Aaron Ocon catch back up to that pack of cars because he's close in a 10th, now 2 tenths to Histy. But Luke B is getting held up. Now he'll have DRS in this straightaway, I think, on the front straight. Was DRS enabled that last lap? I don't remember.
No.
But
I think
okay,
it had
so
it on the second straight.
Toward turn 4, yeah. Well, he's just getting held up at this point, and Luke B's low on DRS now. Here into turn 1, he comes down the inside of Zig. He's down the inside for the race lead. DRS enabled. Goes down the inside. He's going to go through. He's ahead of Zig, and that is for the race lead. And that's what he needs. Now it's Davis's turn. Davis's turn to get by Zig. He needs to get by him if he wants to have a chance at this. But right now, Williams will win the Combined Constructors Championship as well. Zig still stays ahead.
Davis needs to get ahead ASAP for his race.
They'll flag the Tyron Irewolf actually out of the race.
He's had a collision with. He had a collision with lagging Sync, I think.
Oh no. VSC.
VSC. This helps Davis. Just neutralises the race for him. Lets Luke B just tries the gap, and this is going to help him a lot. And Zig may even come in at the end of this lap. It'd be sensible if he did. Yeah, and it would help Davis a lot.
Well, Zig.
And he does come in. And this is going to help Davis's race.
Well, again, a second between the race lead. This is kind of what we need. 3 tenths between Dada Lucas and Davis. I mean, depends on Data Lucas, Davis, and Luke B's penalties, but don't count out Hissy for the mix of the podium. I know he usually keeps it clean on the penalties, so he's one to watch out for. As the gap between the race lead as we get the DRS enabled and back to the green flags is 1 second. If Davis wants DRS, he needs to get back within that second.
CJ down the inside of GSR Bianchi. Nice clean move. Bianchi kind of goes wide though. Luke B's already getting away, so Davis really needs to push hard now. He's not getting away as so, he's keeping a good gap, and this is Davis's chance to prove what he could have done in quali. And he may even get DRS.
Again, Data Lucas and Hissy will be within that DRS this time on the front straight, so they're going to have an advantage to pull away from the cars behind them, while Sink has DRS on ARL, and CJ Pants does go by Hissy, or not Hissy, H2O Snail, and gets that position by H2O Snail, DRSing back. He's going to go to the outside now. A little bit of contact between the two, 3 wide. There goes GSR Bianchi down the inside of them. Oh, bit of contact, and a bit of wing broken.
Yeah, that's CJ's wing off.
Now
Akimbo's is going to come into
this
it
as well, and he might have a chance for points. Now Bianchi dives down the inside of H2O Snail. They're side by side of the corner. They might keep it this way. Side by side, sideways. Bianchi out of the race. Bianchi goes out. And Burning Man goes through and goes out of the race as well. And going by that, Floyd fully gets by Ollie Mason. A little bit of contact between them, but 2 people just went out of the race, and that's a double Ferrari DNF.
Oh,
not what you like to see, Sam.
Yeah. As we do speak, Davis has got into the DRS. He didn't make a mistake into the penultimate corner, but he has DRS all importantly. There was a gap of like 5 tenths, but he's lost a bit of time, and fastest lap for Davis and then Dada Lucas. I think Davis and Dada Lucas have got the better race pace than Luke B, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed in these races. Luke B has just been better in qualifying, but he's kind of like me. I have the better quality pace, but I can't always convert it in the race pace. And yeah, how is it in a safety car? I think the game limit is two safety cars between safety cars and VSCs. As you see right there, that's what happened. H2O Snail goes down the order and a little bit of contact with him, as Bianchi has actually left the session after his DNF.
Raptors got a penalty.
Checking penalties, actually, I want to check the top 3 from this. Luke B only has the warning he has. Davis has nothing. Dada Lucas has nothing as well. Clean from Dada Lucas compared to Mexico. And yeah, XB1.
I think we're going to see a 3-way battle.
Oh god, I just said Milo says I just accidentally said Bianchi is dead in reaction to that. Oh no, oh no.
Oh,
that's not
dear.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
But obviously you have the limit.
Incoming.
Obviously you have the limit of safety cars and VSCs at 2. So that's why there wasn't a safety car or VSC for that one at least. With them going out of the race. That's why. In 25% races, that's what the limit is. With this, but 6 tenths the gap between Davis and Luke B. You can see Davis is gaining on Luke B. This is for the race lead. Their gap is 8 tenths. The laps left are 8 laps, but there's about 3 tenths now between them. Like when you might be out there. H2O Snail pits. He might have some damage. This allows Dominant Square to go up in the points, while Thrasher is side by side with Aaron Ocon. These 2 had contact back in Britain last season, and they're gonna go around. Aaron Ocon takes some damage, and he goes around.
I think Davis has got a better setup for the race, to be honest. His car is very elegant through the corners. At T3, he gains a lot of time on Luke B. I don't know also if that's the line that he takes, but this lap he may make an overtake.
Now Luke is still applying the ERS. He has to get this race win if he wants to win a race this season, because he has yet to win a race this season. 3 second place finishes this season. 2 of them to Chevy Giant, the other one to Davis. Now 6 tenths the gap between the race lead, but Davis is not in DRS. He's actually got no DRS whatsoever. He might have his DRS stuck open or stuck closed. As Dada Lucas has the best lap. You can tell he's trying to gain on these guys.
Thing is, I think Davis is the faster driver of these.
But Davis does not have DRS though.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
He'll get it back in a few laps, but is it too late? But
Yeah.
I think he is quicker than Luke B, who doesn't have DRS, so he'll keep in the quote-unquote range. But I think Dada Lucas has two easy passes here as Davis makes a little mistake there. He loses the rear a little bit and is out of the DRS range. But he'll gain up very soon. He's doing very well so far, and he's caught up from a second gap to like 4/10 until the DRS went.
And we are getting extended post-race interviews after this race, so if you want to be in the post-race interviews, be in the lobby after it, just, you know, stay in the lobby, I guess, if that makes sense, of course. But Akimbo does get by Thrasher. Akimbo's running up to 6th right now. A good run for him, but while Davis doesn't have DRS, Dada Lucas is gaining on him. Into turn 1, it's not enough, of course, because he's too far back. Yeah, that's not what Davis needs, a DRS failure, but he doesn't even have it back. That's the problem with him. And Dada Lucas is also losing time to him as well with low ERS. All of them have low ERS. Sync takes a penalty, and Thrasher is going to have to pit. He might be repairing some wing damage he may have got right there.
Square into P9, more points. But he's around his league racing rival, as he quotes, Aaron Ocon, who does have wing damage, so be interesting to see how that goes.
Zig and Florian Foley. Zig has yet to score a single top 10 in ARL. He's going to go down the inside now on Florian Foley for a point. This is side by side. Zig might get ahead. They're side by side. Florian Foley goes off the racetrack, but Zig is challenging into turn 6, but loses the rear. That was so close. I'm telling you, that was so close. The gap between Luke B and Davis, a second between them. Ooh, Zig hits the
I
back
think
of
this would
Foley
be
again,
smart for Davis to let Dada Lucas go.
Dada Lucas is going to go down the inside at turn 1. Dada Lucas, side by side. They're still side by side. Dada Lucas goes through. He's up to P2. Surely it won't be another P2 finish for him. He's got to get the ERS a lot better if he wants to challenge Luke B because he's losing time. Well, he's going to have to lose time with all that. Raptor resets the track after spinning. Obviously, the final race of the season, 5 seconds won't really hurt him, of course, you know, with all that. So, I mean, he's running 15th anyway, so it won't really matter too much. Zig and Florian Foley into turn 1 again between these two. They're side by side. Don't end up like Ocon and Verstappen like 2018. Florian Foley goes through. But Zig charging back at it. More position. Zig's going to go through this time. Zig up into a points position, but they're still side by side again. It's Zig ahead. He might get a points finish for the first time. And Akimbos takes a penalty. He's running 6th, so keep in mind with all this dominant square, the only Renault in the points. Right now, Williams would have the combined Constructors' Championship. So we're going to come to 5 laps to go this time. Luke B trying to win his first race. We mentioned Italy before in the stream. You know how bad he wanted to win that was Davis gets his DRS back.
Sorry,
you know
my
how bad
mic
he wanted to
ran
win.
out of batteries.
No worries. But you know how bad Luke B wanted to win Italy. He lost that race. He spun out of the race lead. He made a huge mistake. Now he's got 2 previous guys who his Raptors out of the race. You've seen 2 guys before challenge it before 4 race wins as Davis hits the back of Dada Lucas. And I will check the pens again for top 2. I do want to do that. Dada Lucas or Luke B has set consistent laps recently. All in the 111s here. Only one warning. Dada Lucas, nothing. Davis has nothing as well. Where does Square need to keep? Where does Square need to come to keep the hope? Well, definitely higher than 9th for sure. Way higher than that because Dada Lucas and Akimbos run 2nd and 6th. And yeah, imagine the scenes if Luke B gets a penalty. That is true. I was going to say that as well. It's Florian Foley by Zig. Zig down the inside again. At turn 5, this is. They're side by side. They're making a little bit of contact between the two. Florian Foley ahead, but Zig's trying to run the outside. A bit of contact. He hits into the rear of Florian Foley, and Zig has to let him back by. I think that was fair for Zig letting him back by. You know, I mean, didn't want to be a little bit dirty there or anything like that. He wanted to play clean, and that was fair enough. Well, we mentioned how much Luke B wanted to win Italy. We mentioned his chance at Germany. He got a podium after all this stuff happened with Davis and Hissy. Now in the background, Davis is going to go to the outside of Dada Lucas. Dada Lucas protects as Davis actually hits the back of him right there. And Renault aren't doing a good job of keeping this combined constructors fight alive to the next week, or to the next, to the next next race tomorrow in here too. And yeah, Dominic Square and Aaron Ocon. This is for P8 right here. Aaron protecting Square to the outside. Aaron has a little
I
bit of
think
damage, but
Aaron
the left
Ocon.
We want to see.
I think
Square
Aaron
clips the
Ocon has
curb,
a
goes
pretty good-
out. Square is out.
No.
Oh, I saw that on board. Oh, as shown before with Burning Man, Bianchi, and them, you cannot clip that curb. And you can see right now that the title fight might be over with Renault and Williams here, the combined constructors. And Axe basically jinxed it as well, I was going to say, too. So, nice one. The curb claims another victim. Yeah, that is right. Yeah, that really sucks.
I think Luke B has this one wrapped up, to be honest, unless he doesn't make a big...
Oh, don't even say that! He's going to get a penalty from it now. You know he is just now.
But he's checking out. He's gaining like a good few tenths a lap with... But even if he gets the penalty, I don't think it will be a threat, to be honest.
Well, he can't afford a single penalty, nor can Dad into that penalty range.
Thing is, Luke B can now race conservative, knowing that he's got a good 3.5 second gap, so...
13 drivers left in the final race of the season so far, 6 DNF so far. Thrasher's also gaining on Ollie Mason for what is 11th, could be a point based off of some penalties. Not many penalties in this race so far, so we've kept that pretty clean. Coming to 2 laps to go this time, Luke B is going to take that lap complete. Davis trying on Data Lucas. This is for P2. I could have swore I predicted the podium. I could have swore I did this way. Luke B, Data Lucas, Davis. I could have swore I did. But I don't remember. It's been a while since that last podcast. So, yeah. It feels like Tuesday feels like forever, but you know what? I mean, so does Wednesday from LDRL as well. Brazil is. You can see Davis is just getting on the back of Data Lucas. He's closing the gap, but this is not enough to catch up to Luke B unless he gets that penalty that they are wanting.
I think for him, he can just keep away from the curbs, keep away from barriers, and then it'll be quite good for him because he's still like gaining a good few pulling away by a few tenths a lap, and especially with these two fighting, it's a dominant performance, to be honest. I mean, Davis's DRS went at the wrong time. I think if Davis got ahead, the race could have been very different.
It would be Davis controlling it, but Luke B kind of attacking it here. As, yeah, you can see consistent lap times for Luke B. You know, the practice really helped. As Data Lucas is going to go, or Davis goes around the outside there on Data Lucas. Data Lucas still down the inside as we reach the final lap of the race. Davis is going to go through, and Davis is ahead of Data Lucas, but Data Lucas trying to charge back with lower ERS. He's coming into turn 4 this time. Does he go inside? Does he go outside? He goes to the outside now. On Davis, he's going to go around the outside. He's going to take the long way around. And side by side at the corner, you do not want to clip the curb. Here comes Davis back at it. Trying into turn 6. It's not enough. Oh, hits the back of him.
Oh,
Davis spins. Davis spins from P3.
I think he kept it, which was a very good save from him, but he's probably got that podium. Unless tyres, like, I'll probably jinx it because, you know.
Yeah, you just never know. Obviously, he sits in that 3rd position still, but coming to the line this time. It's another first-time winner. He looked for a win in Italy while being a net P1, but he didn't get it. He's going to get redemption today. Luke B, a first-time winner in Brazil. He takes the checker flag. Luke B is a first-time winner.
Great dominant performance from him.
4th, 2nd place finish, and Davis to the line. It's going to be enough for a P3, and it is. To the line, Sink, and Hissy to the line! It's Hissy, P4. Floyd Foley's actually spun and got damage from Ollie Mason as well. 4P11, that is. And Williams with the Kimbos crossing the line are combined constructors champions.
Good job from them this season. They've had consistency throughout all year, so they deserve it to go to them, really. That's top 10 in ARL. There.
That is Nick's first top 10. That's Nick's first points.
Ollie Mason also gets a point, so 3 points from McLaren. They did better days, but they could have done a bit better.
Luke B taking the first win, his 7th. Well, it's his 7th. The 7th different winner this season. Stay tuned if you want any post-race interviews. We welcome Luke B, a first-time winner. Wow. Yeah, I could hear you.
Yeah, we do.
Well, a podium for Davis ending off the season. Good way to end off the season, but as well as Dada Lucas, another second place finish. Not what he wanted for sure, but he's gonna be happy at least with this because I'm going to the responses for the rookie of the season, and Dada Lucas for sure has earned that one with 42% of that votes from what it looks like. Dada Lucas getting the rookie of the season though in tier 3, so good job to him for sure. Wow. Zig takes his first points. Congratulations to him. Well deserving first points for him. Well, what can I say, David? So was a close one for you. You almost had second there, but spun it there. And yeah, definitely a question, of course. Tier 2, is that a good question for Luke B in the future? Could he possibly have that? You'll get extended post-race interviews here, so obviously you do not want to miss the action here for Tier 3's ending of the season. Well, hey, got you guys on good finishes. I'll get to the post-race interviews in just a second. Gotta see who's wanting an interview. Just trying to get the finishers as well. If anyone wants a post-race interview, I'll look at my DMs and Discord if anyone does want a post-race interview, of course, but yeah.
Okay, my DRS.
Well, look, B, make sure your audio is included. Gonna talk to you first. A first win for you. You're the 7th different winner this season in Tier 3. Tell me about that one. That is definitely redemption for Italy, isn't it? If he's there. I don't think Luke B's here. Mic is broke. Oh.
Oh, that's an
I'll
F.
try to. Yeah, I just heard him a second ago, I could swear. But yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
You might
let
have to
me
do a
see if
text
Discord
interview.
works. Yeah, I was gonna say Discord might work. I was gonna say that. Could work. Might actually work. Discord might. Who knows? I'll have to find out. Glad to have you here, Hissy, as well. Good season from you. Obviously, a win is what you definitely wanted, but you didn't get it, of course, too. But still, some decent podiums from you this season.
Yeah, it's been not bad, yeah. I mean, I think, kind of started off strong in France with a pole, but it kind of went up and down from there. All right.
Oh yeah, I got some bad news for you as well, Davis. Your youngest winners kind of thing is not a thing anymore because Luke B kind of just stole that from you.
Fucking D. Uh-oh. Sorry, I'm sorry for my language, guys. I'm sorry. My DRS. My DRS decided to break on me when I was catching, so what a sad day.
I was gonna try to call over Discord, but hey, as I was saying, Luke B, this is your first win, and this is the first time you've been on the podium since Germany. I know it feels like a while ago, but tell me about the redemption from Italy, because I mean, you spun out of the net race lead. You looked like you were gonna have the race win there, but it just didn't go to plan. Tell me about the I should say really the race today, because you basically led the whole race except for when Zig led. Make sure you're included.
Well, I don't really know if I was the first person. I think Davis did it last week, where he was the first person to lead the whole race. But if Zig didn't do that one lap without pitting, then I would have been finishing the whole race with leading the whole thing. But I don't know how I did that qualifying lap. It's even quicker than my time trial.
Yeah, no, I was just speaking about that as well in qualifying. Your first win, you and Kagoda. Fun fact as well. A lot of fun facts with this race. A historic weekend for sure with this. You and Kagoda, first brothers, family pair, to win a race. How do you feel about that?
Pretty good. My brother's like screaming downstairs. He's really happy. I don't know if we're the first, the first two Irish drivers to win. I don't really know all the Irish people in the league, but I think we are.
I could check, to be fair. I want to check right now, actually, just to, okay, so, obviously there's been Irish drivers in the podium, but, let me check just quickly. Don't see anyone from Tier 1 here. Obviously, Kagoda from Tier 2 you have here. And I don't think there's anyone else from Tier 3. Yeah, you two are the first two Irish drivers to, win. How does that make you guys feel?
Really good. I'm probably going to hear it in about a minute because the stream's got delayed from watching it before. But he's probably happy about it.
So how does this carry your momentum in F1 2020? Because obviously you're now the youngest race winner here. Not only that, you just beat Davis, who everyone has been saying, move him up to Tier 2, move him up to Tier 2. I mean, surely your pace has surely improved as well now. I mean, how much did you put into this race, and what do you think your chances are of moving up to Tier 2 next season as well?
Well, I don't really know about my chances to move up to Tier 2 next season because the game does look a bit different than this one, and it will be a bit easier for controller players, which I am on controller, and I think I do have a good chance of moving up to Tier 2, but if I'm staying Tier 3, I have a good chance of winning the championship. But if I'm in Tier 2, I might struggle a bit because of the quick drivers and Davis moving up most likely.
Congratulations on your first win. Sam, do you have any questions for Luke B? First time winner?
Is this like one of your better tracks? Because clearly in quali you had a bigger gap and you kind of dominated the race, unlike any other track. Is this a good track for you?
Yeah, it is a good track for me. It's one of my quickest tracks. I'd now say after that qualifying session, my quickest track now. Germany's another one. I was confident going into that one when I got the podium because of my lap and time trial as well. It was very quick compared to all Tier 3 drivers. Don't really know what else to say for that.
Yeah, good job on your first win in ARL. Hopefully there's more to come from you.
Yeah, looks like a lot of potential for sure. And I will tell anyone else, you know, hearing that right there, not smurfing, so you can clearly tell. Because I know people did say, oh, smurf, but, you know, yeah, just, I know some people are, still, in the party or joining the party, just try to keep that limited to, who you guys invite. But, I want to speak to, second place finisher. No, that's Dada Lucas. Well, I'll congratulate him on Rookie of the Season, actually, because, he's not able to get an interview, because of work tomorrow. But the thing is, I think, in my own opinion, I hate to say it, but a big disappointment from the season not to get a win, Sam, this season for Dada Lucas. I don't know how he did not get a win this season.
Yeah, I mean, he showed that he had all the quali pace, but quali doesn't mean anything. You get the majority, you get 25 times more points if you win than getting pole position. So I think he has the potential if he can rack up for good races. But today he did well. I just think he was in another level, to be honest.
For sure. And that's highest tier 2 as well, with most different winners in a single season. I've still got people who are in the lobby who I'll definitely get to interviews with, but I want to get to Davis. You know, Davis, you win the series championship, a little bit help from the Chevy Giant stuff, but as you become champion, I gotta talk to you about just the stuff in general with the season. You know, obviously, you were 60, 70 points back at one point, and now you win the championship by about, what do I want to say, like 60, 70 points? Around that area. Davis, make sure your audio's included. Of course, 4 wins this season. Can't be disappointed with how the season's gone, right?
No. It was a good season. I had a good team with me the whole season. Ever since I went to medium traction control, well, we see how that went. So I became really faster. Today, I thought I had a good shot for a win. I think I could have battled Luke B, but DRS decides to just stop working midway. It was stuck open. My car was sideways the whole time. I let Data Lucas by to see if he could catch him, but I was getting told that he was not catching and Luke B was pulling. So after that, I knew it was over. But I mean, it was a good season. Toroso, Fire King, and Thrasher, those two put in some work, and I mean, it was good winning the Drivers' Champ and then our team winning Constructors.
Yeah, that's what the most positive part is about it. You guys win the Constructors' Championship, so, I mean, you can't be too bummed about this race today. Obviously, the championship was already clinched, but tell me about your third place finish. You almost lost it on the, well, you did lose it on the final lap. How'd you manage to stay ahead of Hizzy?
Well, when I was spinning, I thought I was about to, like, just go do a whole 360, but I somehow kept the car straight, and I was about to reset, I was like, oh no, that's a 5-second penalty. So I just went up, and I was looking at my map to see if I was coming in front of them, and I knew I had a good gap, so I just, like, I was just holding RT down, trying to get back up on the track, and, the tires weren't as bad as I thought they were gonna be. But, yeah. I ended up my F1 2019 season of spinning.
That's just the way your final lap goes. I mean, you know, you were ahead of your rival from Germany, Hissy. But, you know, congratulations on a good season. And 4 wins, most wins in Tier 3 so far. So you got to be happy about that one. Sam, do you have any questions for Davis?
What exactly happened there? It's 5, I think it's with Dada Lucas. Because it's quite odd to see you spin from the contact that happens, but this game surprises me every day.
Well, and I don't know what turn it is, like after the sector 1 straight, like entering the left-hander. I don't know what turn that is. I don't know my turns, but I was right there on the curb, and he was like right there. I mean, he gave me somewhat room, but I didn't want to hit him, so I just let him by. And then I was like right on his gearbox, and then I was not expecting him to brake as early because he wasn't braking that early each lap and stuff. So I expected him to drive it in a little bit harder, but yeah, I guess I misjudged the braking point and hit him.
Yeah, GG on your championship and a good race today.
Thank you.
Yeah, good season for sure, too, as well. Dominating season for sure. Well, not really dominating. Hold on, let me recorrect myself. Not really dominating. I'd say most improvement out of most these Tier 3 drivers. I'd say most improving, and changed it at the end of the season to a phenomenal season. I wouldn't say dominant, but Sam, do you have any questions for Hissy? Because I want you to go over to Hissy now. Hissy, make sure your audio's included.
Yes.
Sam, you have any questions for Hissy?
Pardon?
You have any questions for Hissy?
Oh, what exactly happened today? Why were you just dropping back? Because it looked like you kind of had the chance to battle with the others, but it didn't materialise.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't know really what happened, but I just like seemed to lose pace and wasn't really having a very good time on the mediums. I don't know. I mean, I just seemed to lose pace. And the other, I can't remember his name. The other guy in the Mercedes was catching me in the hards. Actually, I was quite, I was quite surprised about that. But but I just seemed to, I don't know, just lost pace. I think I was to try and not get a penalty. Going through turn 1, 2. I think I kind of lost a bit of pace there, and I was trying so hard just to not get a penalty in the whole race that I think it just made me lose pace a wee bit. Yeah, so yes, I think that was really it. Just generally lost pace.
Yeah, GG on
I'll take.
today.
Yeah, cheers.
Hopefully next season you can be up there to battle.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, yeah. I don't know if I actually came in the championship because I know I was 10 points behind
Second.
Patriot.
Came second.
Yeah, I was actually second again. Nice one. That's good.
Yeah.
I'll take second. Definitely take second. Yeah, it was good. Nice one.
So my only question for you, Hissy, is just your season. You could talk about France. You had a podium there. Started off the season very well. Could have ended off the season that way as well. But you had as well the you had a phenomenal season, a second place finish in the season. But it was up and down with the season. It was kind of inconsistent a little bit a few times. You had a chance to win in Hungary. Is that the only one race you think you could have won, or is there any others you kind of put out there that you could say, hey, I could have won that too?
I definitely, yeah, I mean, I definitely think I could have won Hungary. I was definitely a lot faster in the wet, and then I just seemed to drop off pace when I turned to dry. I'm trying to think what other races I was like kind of close in. Like I'm looking through I'm actually looking through the results. I did not bad in Spain actually. Like I managed to qualify. If I qualified really bad in Spain. I managed to come back in Spain. I think that was a race that I could have potentially won if I hadn't, qualified so low, which was annoying. And Britain, I mean, like I definitely could have done well in Britain, but the tyre strategy kind of ruined me there. But those are really the only tracks I know we could have actually, potentially won at. Yeah, that was but it was an up and down season. But I'm glad I still managed to finish second overall. That was good. Hopefully I can carry that through to the next one, the next game.
Should be interesting to see what tier you could be in, of course. All right, so got to talk to congratulations by the way on your season. Got to talk to Aaron.
Yeah, cheers.
I think Polo's here as well.
Yes, I am.
Oh hi, what's going on? Another Irish driver winning in a Mercedes. How about that one?
Yeah.
Gotta,
Oh,
man,
God.
what do you know? What do you know? Yeah, of course. But Aaron O'Connor, gotta speak about your season just a little bit here. Up and down season, got your best result in ARL this season. Come on, you gotta say for sure, this was an up and down season, but a good qualifying back in Italy, P3. You and your brother also had some up and down races, but speak to me about your season. Make sure your audio is included.
Yeah, at the start, my season's been very up and down. But I think I improved toward the end of the season since I got some good points and some good qualifying. But yeah, it's been an up and down season. Hopefully next season I can do better.
So how do you reflect on your good results and times in these races, Italy, or just good quality, and just the races you've had? I believe it was Britain as well. You had your best result as well. Kind of a home race for you guys, because I mean that's kind of next door race, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Not too far for you guys, so obviously that was good to have.
Yeah. Like in Britain, it was a very good result. It gave me a lot of motivation for the next races, as I knew I had a good result from that race. And yeah, in Italy as well, it was a very good qualifying. But yeah, then the 5 race penalty then happened, and that can qualify, which got me down to 8. So yeah, it's been an up and down season. It's been an up and down season this year.
How do you go and improve for F1 2020 and make it even a better season then?
Yeah, I hope that next season I can do better, like on the F1 2020 game. Yeah, but I think my target for next season is to at least be top 10 in points, and yeah, get hopefully my first podium.
Congratulations on a decent season, and congratulations on P8. I know it could have been P6 if it weren't for the contact with Thrasher.
Yeah.
But Sam, do you have any questions for Aaron O'Connor?
What do you think of the races that you could have got a podium and maybe should have got a podium in?
Well, Italy is a very good shout, as at the end of the first corner I was running 3rd place, but then I had damage from the incident that happened in Italy. So, and then as well I spun at Lesmos in that race. So I think a podium could have been very possible. And maybe even Britain as well, if something like happened up ahead as well. Like, I could have had a good result.
Yeah, GG. You've been improving near to the end of the season, so hopefully you can continue that trend on the next game.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, GG.
Okay.
H.O.
say
Snail, I
one
think you're
thing?
here as
Oh,
well.
never mind.
What? Hold up.
I was
Aaron,
gonna-
Aaron. Paulo. What do you want to say?
So I just want to say something about Aaron. Just in my opinion, how his season has been before you sorry about that name. But he's probably been a very, I would say, kind of inconsistent, but he's been very improving. His development, especially around the Mexico Italy range, was just incredible. Him getting P3 apart from getting that 5-place grid penalty from his brother. He's had a really good season, and hopefully, if he continues with this, he could get, hopefully, eventually get that podium we've been wanting to get at in the next game next season.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. H.O. Snail, you here?
Yes, sir.
What's up? Hey, I mean, it wasn't a bad season overall, but you know, you returned to league racing this season, at tier 3. I mean, tell me about just in general the way this season was for you. Just coming in general, returning to league racing, like you said, and the difference the season kind of made in general, with you returning, getting used to these drivers, and getting used to racing in a competitive league. Make sure your audio.
Well, it is, but I joined basically halfway through the season, and I didn't have that much experience on this game driving-wise. So before Britain, before majority of these races, I practiced at least an hour on each track, just to have the best performance out there. So yeah.
I don't remember exactly where your best finish was. I actually should go grab that up before interviewing you next time, but yeah, I may as well grab that right now, see what your best finish was. But is there any race this season that you thought you should have had a better result than you did, or could have had a podium?
I mean, everything ended up because of me, because I rushed some things I rushed, like Mexico, the collision I had with me and Boy, I rushed that. Some things that happened in other tracks I rushed. If I had patience, I would have probably had better finishes, but I guess it was just me saying, oh, I'm back in the racing league after a long time. I want to push as hard as I can. And I guess that ended up with me getting not consistent results. So yeah.
Yeah, so how do you prepare for next season, next F1 game? F1 games. I talk to you about these F1 games a lot, about F1 2020 and just in general. I know how much you're into them. So how much do you try to improve on the league racing side and try to do better than you did this season?
Every night I rewatch every single F1 2020 video out there just to get an insight. You know, we're only 4 days away, 43 days away, but where I get it like at like an hour or 3 hours ahead of some other people, so that's kind of good for me. I mean, when I jump in, I'm gonna get hopefully into time trial, maybe after I do my team, but I'll get into time trial sometime in the game and, you know, just hopefully go all out.
Yeah, it should be good. Sam, do you have any questions for H.O. Snail? And good job on your season, though, and good job on returning. Cool.
Give me a
Any
second.
questions for H.O.? Okay. No worries. I think Zig and H2, Zig and Thrasher. I was gonna get Thrasher and Zig to cap it off. Let me grab them. Where is Zig and Thrasher? Let me grab them.
Is it?
I think Sam just said hold up.
Oh.
See Thrasher and Zig have joined. Hello, Zig.
To be as competitive as you were. So, how much work did it take to do that?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
Zay, can you give me your mic?
Oh, my ears. Oh.
There we go.
So what I said was, how much time did you have to put in to get take 3? How much time did you put in to be that competitive and coming back to league racing to be as competitive as you were?
Well, majority of it was, I don't know, I was very competitive back in 2017, 18.
Which I remember.
Yeah, back in those days. Then I don't know, the AI. I mean, the AI in these single player games are now like so accurate. I use them to practice, and I guess that just helps in the race. But as well, pace wise, I just go into a time trial. I set my line, and I just go off of that.
Hey, sure you're not gonna do Reynolds? What is this? What is this?
What happened?
Just the usual car bumping. I'm not gonna say the rated R. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Something in school.
Yes. So good job on your season. I was gonna talk to Thrasher, then Snake to cap it off. Thrasher, are you here? I believe you joined.
Yeah.
Hey, I know the drop to tier 3 wasn't the most positive thing, but it helped you kind of improve your pace around these drivers. It kind of helped you say, hey, this is where I need to be better. This is what they're doing that I'm not doing. And this kind of said to you, hey, well, this is how I got to improve for F1 2020. How do you look at all this for F1 2020? And your season in general, from tier 2 to tier 3?
Yeah, sort of the season tier 2. Didn't go so well at France, like about lap 1, and then I started to improve. But I got 7th at Bahrain, and I got 5th at Singapore, and then after that, I just also going downhill. I was getting unlucky, I was getting involved up in some wrecks. My quality pace wasn't doing too well, and to be honest, it's what I expected. There's a lot of fast guys in tier 2. I went in there saying, where can I run and everything. And, basically, where I can set myself, up to run. And, I was just getting a lot of unlucky, getting involved in a bunch of wrecks. It was a mess. And then eventually I got dropped to tier 3, and then, I started off with a not so great finish. I spun out, hit the curb at Mexico. USA, my game got COVID-19. And then today, caught up in a bunch of wrecks and I was involved. So it sucks. Definitely looking forward to 2020. See where we can go on from there.
So, oh my god, I just got launched. I was just gonna say as well, next season, how do you look at things? Because, it's a brand new game, brand new way of, the handling model, and just a brand new way of things, and a brand new way for you to improve. How do you look at that? And, I gotta ask you as well, if you moved to tier 3 earlier, do you think you could have had a win?
Hard to say. I think maybe a podium. The win, I'm not quite sure. There's some good guys here. You got Davis, you got Patriot, you got Data Lucas, my fault.
I always do that too.
And then you got some guys who are looking to improve. Luke B, who had an amazing win today.
Very impressive stuff from him, right? I mean,
outstanding.
How much he's improved.
People like Fire King Square, yeah, even Zig, guys who are looking to improve. Um, and to be honest, I think this is probably one of the most entertaining um, seasons of a league for me, at least in my league this year. So I can't wait. Next season's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see what turns out.
So, just want to speak to you quickly about the contact. Just a quick answer. What happened with Aaron O'Con down at turn 4?
Yeah. I had and I hit the curb going down the little stretch, and I lost all control of the car, and I ended up building into turn 4, giving Aaron O'Con no room. I texted him privately in Discord DM, telling him that it was my bad. I definitely didn't mean to do that. You know, um, that I couldn't. I tried to do everything I could, but I lost control of the car. But yeah, it was just an unlucky race for me in general. With a bunch of, I had a bunch of incidents. Turn 1 was a mess. I was behind Saint for a little bit, and his lag was a mess. And just had some contact with Aaron O'Con, and then last lap, had a little bit of contact with Foley. Just overall, it was just a mess. But I can't wait to see how next season comes out. It's definitely going to be exciting.
Yeah, it should, and good congratulations on your season. I mean, it definitely could have been better, but you definitely had some surprise finishes that we didn't expect in Tier 2. But definitely could have been a better one for you in Tier 3 entering raid. So, definitely congrats on that.
Thank you.
Sam, any questions?
What was it like to drop from Tier 2 to Tier 3? How did you take it on your chin to try and improve and get better from the experience?
I think it was the right move. It was in the back, running, in Tier 2, and back, and coming into Tier 3, I'll be able to, race some guys that I'm familiar with racing, like with Aaron O'Con, like with Davis, like with Fire King. Guys like that. And I know that I felt better running in Tier 3 than I had a better shot at points than I did in Tier 2. So, overall, I think it was a great move. Obviously not the way to the end of the season as I wanted, but I think, like I said, I think I feel confident, going into next season.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. I was going to talk to Zig next as well. I think he's still here. Good. Are you able to include your audio? First points in ARL. How about that? At least except for the fastest lap in Hungary. Well, won't worry about that one, but you know what I mean. Best for Chip. Yeah. Yeah. It's good for you. Yeah. How do you improve in the next game, next season as well? Led laps today. Finished 9th. Had a decent battle at the end. So tell me about that. Yeah, Kagoda, you can. But, yeah, that's the thing. You know, I mean, there was some moments where you should have had points. You had a little rivalry with Aaron Ocon, so, how do you kind of, avoid having the trouble you did this season, with, being outside the points? Congratulations on a good season and your first points. So, Sam, last interview for you today. I got any questions for him?
I can't think. What did it take for you to get points today? From the mistake of the not pitting in. Yeah, GG today on your first top 10. Hopefully there's more to come, maybe even podiums and stuff like that.
Could see that, yeah, that's true. So, Sam, just a few words about the season. What do you got to say about the season? Because this is the first time we've seen Tier 3 happen. And, obviously, 7 different winners. That's something that we want to see. Oh my god, I almost flipped. Yeah, I was just going to say. We had, if I'm correct, I want to say 18, 17 different guys on the podium. You know, something for a Tier 3 that's really good, and I must be sounding on Xbox Live, which is nice to know. Tell me about the season, Sam, because you're head admin of the tier. Obviously, we changed it in mid-season, so, how did you feel about this tier? Obviously, the first laps wasn't the prettiest, but you also had the, some of the stats that were some of the best.
I think it's been quite impressive, to be honest. The racing's been good. Maybe not the cleanest of driving, but that will improve at, eventually.
Any word on 7 different winners this season? Because 13 races this season, 7 different winners. Half the races were different winners, pretty much. So, how'd you feel about that? If being head admin this year, this season as well.
It's quite impressive, the fact that it's not all been, despite the fact the championship standings look like it, the fact that it's been dominant, which it hasn't been. So it's been very good to see, and hopefully there's more to come in this tier next season.
We'll have to find out, because Tier 3 still will continue next season, but obviously we know the rumors of Tier 4, oh, will this happen, will that happen, but obviously depends on how many people we recruit throughout the off-season, and that depends a lot. Anyways, F1 2020 comes out on Tuesday. A lot going on in the off-season. Hey, there's still the awards. I mean, there's 2 people in here who could be voted most popular drivers, so I just want to put that out there as well. But regardless, that vote is still gonna happen, of course. We'll have to find out how that goes. It's a required award compared to some of the awards that aren't required, but we'll find out with the award ceremony. Awards get released for voting for them on July 6th, which is Monday. So we'll have to tune in then. And obviously tomorrow's Tier 2 for the finale. 14 points between Kagoda and Pluto. Who is the favorite, Sam?
Obviously Kagoda has the advantage, but Pluto could do a madness, and there could be a mess of a race like there was in USA. Well, not a mess, but it was ever-changing.
Tempers flaring as well. I want to mention that. You could see some tomorrow. We saw tempers flaring between those two in Singapore. We saw it in USA. You know, it could be another race like that, but we'll have to find out tomorrow. Tier 2 is the finale tomorrow for the championship, the final championship to be wrapped up. The combined constructors goes to Williams unofficially, unless penalties change things, but I don't think they will. So we'll have to find out though. Of course, the combined constructors championship gonna go to them for now, and that's the way it looks. I see a long paragraph message. Oh wow, Davis. Okay then. But I was gonna say, what a season this has been. A way to open out tier 3, a way to open out this tier, and we'll have to bring in the league in the future. We'll have to find out what goes on. You know, we'll have to see how that goes throughout the next season, and obviously the move to Twitch will be pretty interesting as well next season. So thank you guys for watching, and tune in tomorrow for tier 2. Tune in tomorrow for tier 1, and also tune into the Formula 1 race on Sunday as well.
Hallelujah! F1 start.
Sunday for tier 1 as well. Yeah, yay. Can't wait for that. We'll see tomorrow as we see the championship wrap up for tier 2. Obviously, this is a lot of people's final races on F1 2018 in a league, so end it off the way you want to, end it off this way. We'll find out how it goes tomorrow in tier 2, and we'll find out what goes on Sunday in tier 1. F1 is back as well. Enjoy that. We'll see you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and what a way to end up.